Hello there, this is a tire property consultant and a realtor. So today I want to talk about landmarks. Now, if you one of the factors that helps people to decide and say, okay, I want to buy land in this particular area, a lot of times is well-known landmarks in that area. First, a landmark is basically an object or a feature of a town or community that is well known or easily recognizable. Okay, so it's been there for a while, and for several reasons. It could be an old building that is well known by everybody. It could be a well known organization. It could be a very distinctive building in an area. There are some places you go to and you just find that one building that is just different from every other building, and that could be a landmark in that area because it is easily recognizable, it is distinctive, it is well known, and so this is one of the important factors that people look at when buying land in an area, especially if it's an area that is developing, because you are not 100% certain of how things will be in the near future, but you believe that, okay, because this well-known landmark is here, I do believe that there is a possibility that in the near future there are lots of things that will come up here. For example, if you look at a place like Chevron Drive, I do believe that it was after Chevron, the organization established their office around Chevron Drive. I believe that helped a lot with development in that area. I think somebody told me that way back that they bought land around in Chevron for about 500,000, and they were able to sell after a couple of years for about 50 million. So landmarks truly can be that thing that tells you, because of the presence of this thing here, it's very possible that there is a lot of potential in this area. Okay, look at another landmark. For example, is Amen Estates. When Ibejuleki started opening up, okay, so Amen Estates had been there for a while, and Amen Estate is actually quite nice. So Amen Estate became a landmark of sorts. So you hear people saying like, okay, our estate is just 5 minutes drive from Amen Estate and things like that. Also, for the Lekki Free Trade Zone area in general, people say things like, okay, our estate is not far from the Lekki Free Trade Zone, our estate is not far from the seaport, our estate is not far from the refinery. So those landmarks becomes the reference point, and they'll say, okay, from this reference point, our estate is maybe 5 minutes drive or 10 minutes drive, and so on and so forth. But the what I want to talk about today is the fact that it's also important that you do a little bit of research to be certain whether that landmark truly is something that you can base your decision on. Okay, because it's not all the time that a landmark or a well-known location will bring about development in an area. Sometimes, for example, if you look at the refinery, for example, people talk about, okay, our land is 2 minutes drive from the refinery and things like that. But if you do a little bit of research, you will find that it may not be totally safe to live close to a refinery. Okay. Also, we have a part of Ibejuleki, Elerangbe, where you have the airport coming up in the future, and people say a lot that, okay, our estate is not far from the airport. But you could also, if you also ask people who live close to the airport, they will tell you some of the disadvantages. For one of them is noise. They tell you when the planes are taking off, it can be very, very noisy. So while it is very important, while without a doubt landmarks are also pointers to how fast an area may develop, it's also important to maybe do a little research, a little study about certain landmarks and where you want to invest, to see whether truly that landmark is going to be a plus or is going to be a disadvantage to your investment in that area. So if you're buying land close to the refinery, you want to do your research is it safe, how close, so that you are convinced. If somebody tells you if you buy land close to the refinery it's beneficial, do your own research. If you find out that that's the case, then it's fine. But if you find out otherwise, then well, I want to stay far away from the refinery. The same thing goes for the airport and some other refiners. We have this in Ibejulegi, for example. You have the seaport, you have the refinery, you have the free trade zone. You do a little bit of research on, for example, you could go to Google and just type in what does living close to an airport is like, or what is living close to living close to a refinery is like. Some of these things can help you make a decision. So while landmarks truly can help or can aid the development in a particular area, sometimes it could also be a disadvantage. So you have to do your research. Don't take everything you are told as an investor hook, line and sinker. Try also to do your own research. Try and understand and see how truly the landmark can be beneficial to the area, or to development in the area. If you go to Ekpe, for example, you have one of the fast developing areas in Ekpe now is Poka in Ekpe, and one of the well-known landmarks in Poka is a school. And of course I do believe that to an extent the presence of that school can actually aid development. You can actually see that things are beginning to pick up in that area. So landmarks can be pointers to how quickly an area can develop. At the same time, it could be a disadvantage to that location. I thought I should share that with you this morning. Thank you very much for watching. Wherever you're watching, please follow, please subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll continue to share information with you that I believe you'll find beneficial. Thank you very much.